Hey y'all, what's up? It's Thompson. Right now I'm just doing laundry. I just put a bag of clothes in there in the laundry. So I went to the coin laundry. It's washing right now. Then I gotta go back to putting in the dryer. I'm gonna bring up the daily routine. Laundry. Every Monday or other days when I'm off. Going to work 5 days a week. At times, well, now that things change, I'm going to be working 6 days a week. Because I recently just got another job. It's not a better job, but it's another one. Same pay. I'm working for the owner at a warehouse in Carson. I'm just being a helper of janitorial work. Got to keep it at a pace. Get things done at a pace and at a certain time. That's what I've been told to do. I had to do my homework. I had to write down everything that I'm supposed to do to keep up the routine and the pace. Because one day, I'm going to end up doing it by myself. And she wants that day off. I don't know how long I'm going to do this. But I got that job offer before I went to Florida. And I took it right after I got back from Florida. That was a month ago. I started doing that job on Valentine's Day. I wore nice clothes because I thought it was an interview. I had my resume ready to go. So I'm going to add that to my resume. Got to update that soon. So that's been happening. I'm only working there in the afternoon on Fridays. Starting at 2:30, sometimes 3, sometimes 1, I don't know. Last Wednesday, I had to go over there in Carson to work after the Paramount Swap Meet drive-in theater. It's a swap meet and a drive-in theater. Y'all know what I'm talking about. So the drive-in theater manager, her name is Miss Flora. She's the owner of that warehouse in Carson. She offered it to me. So I somewhat earned her respect because she's worked at the Paramount for a decade. I've worked at that Paramount for 2 years and a half. So she see me what I do. She see me keep up the pace at the other job, so I have to do the same thing with the other one, so she knows. And this is my first reference that isn't my job coach. I got that job through a connection. So obviously, and unfortunately, this is how it is in the job market. Especially if you're trying to get a better job. You cannot get a better job without a connection, unfortunately. You can try to get a job by yourself, but you have to get a job where it's in person and when they're not messing around with the hiring process. Unfortunately. Even and still, they may not give it to you. But if they're hiring really badly, you really cannot be picky about it. At least go for the one that you can do. So yeah. I went and took it. I need a little something. Now, of course, I recycle on my days off. I collect recyclables at my job and at my other job, so that's what I do. And I go ride the bike sometimes after work or before I go to work. I try to make time to exercise. And I go to park, and I'm trying to go to parks more often so that I could work on doing more pull-ups and dips and doing more arm workouts. And I always have my jumper with me so that I could work on my feet. And I try to do a little more jogging, but I prefer more biking than running. I prefer jump rope and biking more than running, but I'm going to take my time with that. I could still do it, but I like walking and riding the bike better because I'm in no rush. And with the bike, I could go for miles and miles and miles. I don't even care what time it is. I don't even care how many miles I go. I just go. And that was to help me get to work, because I told y'all I had a car crash a couple years ago, and that was to help me get to work. And I've always had a spare tire in my backpack just in case, because y'all know what could happen. And I have the tire pump. It's happened so many times. And if y'all didn't look, I had the seat frame replaced last year in December. And I had this car for my birthday, on my 26th birthday. And so yeah, I had to go replace the seat frame of the bike just so I could go back to riding the bike again. So here I am back to it. And I loved it. It's purple. It was $20 for the seat frame, and it was $70 to swap all the parts. So it was $90 to get everything replaced and good to go. So that's what I do. I try to organize my room a little bit more. I have to do that the same thing with my car. And I still go to the movies every Friday with my best friend, but that depends though, because I tell him that I'm going to be working on that day, and sometimes he'd be working on Fridays. So we'll have to see how that goes. So managing time. I go take out the trash at home, my little routines. I try to make sure I keep my room clean and organized. I try to make sure I have my vest washed up and ready to go just before I go to work. I have to. Because, I always end up doing the dirty job. I always do. But, easy money, easy job. Until then. And I go make sure I fill up gas in the car. And I have to keep up with the tune-up. I have to make sure that I continue checking up on the car. And checking up this car. I have to keep up with car checkups. Especially for oil change. So I have to do that. Today I had to take my mom to the car dealership. She had a flat tire on her car. So she's okay now. My sister drives as well, so she drives to school. Now, art shows, I may not be able to do one until the summer because I have to save it for my PTO, but I hope that in May I get to go to Mexico with my best friend because he's going there. So yeah, I won't do art shows until like summer. I've already done one in February in Florida. So we'll see. Yeah, that's about it. Just same old routine, but like a different job. So I'm working my butt off. And with groceries, I try to make sure that I have enough rice so I could have something with it. I go warm up my lunch at home before I go to work, and I even warm up my lunch after work because they have a microwave, so I could save a little bit of money. And I have sodas in the car, so I don't need to buy a drink. Coke Zero, that's what I usually get. Regular Coke, I don't really drink that because it dries up my throat, so that's just me. With recycling, I make about like $10 to like $30 a week. That depends. That depends how much I collect and how many bags I have. For apprenticeships, I'm still looking, but I don't know what's going to happen really. So I'm grateful for the jobs that I have now. I don't know how long I will work at this other job. So this is the best I could do. Alright. I'm going to go check on my laundry. Do what I gotta do for today. I'm gonna make sure I eat something because my stomach used to be growling earlier. Alright, so this is Thompson. Like or dislike. Alright. Peace out.